Hello Libra, and welcome to your April 2022 reading. Spirit, you know what? I almost said February. How weird is that, right? I don't know where that came from. I wanted to go back in time, I guess. I don't know. That was weird. Anyway, April. Let's see what's going on for you in April. Okay, I like that card. What do we got? Oh, okay. And two wanted to pop out. Okay, so you have a little bonus message today. What is that? I'm gonna put it over here and let's see if I actually remember to look at that card. Because you know, my memory, it ain't so great some days. What is that? Oh, okay. Oh, this is actually part of the outcome. Ooh, okay, interesting. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Shiny paper. Okay, first card, we have Ace of Swords. Then we have Temperance. And then we have Two of Wands. And we'll talk about that fourth card after. Because I think it fits into future outcome, but I don't want to touch on it yet. So we're going to wait. Okay, so let's talk. Ace of Swords. This is, okay, so recent past, you've kind of been thinking about doing something new. It's either you are starting something new, okay, you've been thinking of starting something new, or you've been making the plans for something. You've been planning, researching, trying to sort of get your ducks in a row about something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a new concept, but it's around getting your shit together is what I'm saying, and really pulling a bunch of resources and information together. That's the kind of energy I'm feeling for that. And then this brings us to the present moment now, which is the Temperance card. And what this is telling me is that as you're working on whatever this thing is, right? It's like, it's got very Two of Pentacles energy where you're trying to like balance some stuff. But because it's a major arcana, to me, this is like, this Temperance card is going to be a make or break thing with whatever this is you're working on. It's going to make or break. So if it tips one way, too far one way or too far the other, whatever this is isn't going to work. It's not going to come to fruition. It's not going to work. It's not going to blossom. It's that kind of energy that I'm picking up. Now, the potential outcome, we have the Two of Wands. And this is where it looks like, based on whatever happens with this Temperance card, right, you're going to be put in a position where you're going to have to make a decision. And I suspect it's going to be, do I go forward with what I've been working on or towards, or do I just switch paths, or do I turn around and go back, right? That's what I'm feeling with these three cards. So what we're going to do, Spirit, is we're going to clarify with some oracle cards, because it's what I do. So let me get your cards out, and while I'm doing that, shameless plug time, Spirit. So I have just created a course on how to learn to read tarot cards. Yeah, it's very cool. I'm an awesome instructor. This is taught like probably no tarot course has been taught before. It's very different, very much for beginners. Spirit, I think anyone would get value out of it, but it's fantastic for beginners, especially if the thought of learning tarot cards kind of intimidates you. Spirit, or if you've taken courses before and it didn't click, or you didn't catch on, Spirit, or like you're thinking, well, I'm not a psychic, so you know, how am I going to learn to read tarot, blah, blah, blah. Put that shit out of your head, man, because I can make it happen for you. Details and information is in the description box below. There's a link if you want to go check it out, which I suggest you do. All right, back to you now. Shameless plug is over. Okay, so this card getting in my way now. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. You know, okay, so this is my 9th reading for the month of April. And the same cards keep coming up over and over for lots of signs. I think April is going to be one of those months where everyone is experiencing a lot of the same stuff. And a lot of it is around healing. It's a lot around moving forward. It's a lot around like coming out of the self and forging ahead in the world. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the way I describe it. So let's talk about the cards that have come up. So Ace of Swords, the two cards that came out for that, we have, okay, I butcher this lady's name. Maputla. I say, every time I say Maputla, I giggle because it sounds dirty. Okay, so she is, she who guides. So it's new path, guide, and reward. See, I can't read the writing. Why do creators do this? They make the writing so small. Renewal, not reward. Okay, there you go. Anyway, new shit, which kind of makes sense when it's coming out with the Ace of Swords, right? And then we also have the green gold dragon from Sirius. This brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. So you're cooking up something that's pretty cool. And I suspect it's sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like divinely guided. Okay, it's a fated thing. This is something you were supposed to work on and meant to work on. And I say that because I keep looking at this Temperance card, right? This is something that you are meant to do and attempt. I'll put it that way. Because like I said, it depends on what the outcome is going to be with that Two of Wands. So that's the Ace of Swords. This totally makes sense to me, right? This is you forging ahead on a new path or on with a new idea. Now, when we look at the Temperance card, here are the cards that came out for it. We have Creator Air, and we have Scrying Mirror, and that's Shadow. This is saying to me like, this is a very swords card, right? We're talking about air, which is the suit of swords. And where we've got the shadow, you're scrying, you're looking into that looking glass, and you're trying to see like either what the future is or what you need to work on. And because of the word shadow, as soon as I see the word shadow, it tells me that there is some stuff that you're going to have to work on yourself. Remember, I said at the beginning that April is going to be a lot of people doing like inner work and stuff, but we're starting to wrap up that that side of our lives, that piece of our lives. I think that with the Temperance card, if there is stuff that you needed to work on for yourself, right? Whether it's shadow work, whether it's, I don't know, clearing out the clutter, and I'm not just talking about your house. I'm talking about like mental clutter and all this stuff. If there is stuff that you needed to work on and you didn't get it done, this is where it's going to upset the balance. That's the focus for that Temperance card. So as you're forging ahead on this new path, and like I said, right, this is something new and it's your spiritual pathway. This is something you're supposed to do, but are you jumping too soon? Kind of thinking that. It could be that you're jumping too soon. When we look at the cards that came out for the Two of Wands, we have Birch, which is heal the past. And then we have power and intention. It's like, I think that's exactly it. You're going to find that in the present moment now, this Temperance piece, as soon as you start to feel things kind of tipping one way or the other, if you come across that situation, that means you've got work to do. You have to go back. You have to turn back. You can't forge ahead. Well, you could, but if you do, without healing whatever needs to be healed in the past, whatever work you need to do, I think you're going to find that it's going to be harder to get where you want to go. Okay, so whatever path you choose, I think you'll get there because you know the power of intention. You know that if you set your sights on something and you're standing at the fork in the road and you're like, I'm going this way. Universe, I am going this way. It is going to work. I'm going to reach my destination and all that kind of stuff. If you put that intention there, yes, you're going to get there. But guess what? That path is going to look like this like a big plate of spaghetti and you'll get there, instead of the other path, which is just like a nice kind of meandering line. It's an easier path, whereas otherwise you're going to have to fight and fight and fight to get where you want to go. That's what I'm feeling with the Two of Swords. Okay, so we're going to drill down on something. I don't know what. I'm looking at, I kind of want to look at the Ace of Swords, but I want to look at the Two of Wands. We know the balance thing. We get it, right? So I don't need to drill down on that. I want to look at this Two of Wands. I'm going to look at this and we're going to get some more information, Spirit, so that when you're sitting in this temperance energy right now and you're going, okay, well, I need to balance this shit. I'm not sure what to do. Let's see how I can fix this. Spirit, knowing what the potential outcome has in store or might entail, then that might help you make the decisions in the present now to get on the best path for you, right? For the best outcome. Spirit. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I'm liking this. There's something you need to let go of. There's something you need to wrap up. That's what's going to fuck up this temperance thing. Okay. I'm going to show you the cards and then we're going to talk. Well, I'll probably talk through them actually. So the first card up, we have Rainbow Dragon, and this brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. Yeah, there's some potential here, and I'm going to pull this card down now. This is my extra card. We're going to come back to that. We have Pentacle, and this is about respect. And then we have Cut the Cords. The respect piece, this is self-respect. There is something that you were participating in or you were enabling that was throwing you off your path. Remember when at the beginning we talked about this Ace of Swords, right? And the green gold dragon was saying, this is helping bring you the knowledge for your spiritual pathway. There's something that was blocking it, and it's something you knew. You knew it wasn't good. It's not like something was hidden and came out, like I'm not seeing a moon card or anything like that. This is something you were aware of, even innately, if it wasn't like blunt in your face kind of thing. You knew. And because, okay, if you don't deal with it by cutting the cords, if you don't, when you get through this temperance moment and you get to that Two of Wands, you got to choose a path. If you don't do it then, you're going to have to do it. Or if you don't do it now, you're going to have to do it then. This is going to go with you. This is going to chase you down the path if you don't deal with it. But this Rainbow Dragon opens new doors at the same time. I think if you don't deal with it now, right, or you haven't dealt with it, you get to this Two of Wands, you're like, fuck, it's still here, right? If you deal with it then, there's still an opportunity. So this was the extra card that popped out, and this is, yeah, it's the Page of Swords. This is, again, another new idea. But it's taking you, it's like, it doesn't feel like it's completely off of the path of this Ace of Swords that you started with, but it's a fresh perspective. And that fresh perspective is going to open new doors for you. That's what's possible. I'm going to get some tarot cards and we're going to, Spirit, we're going to clarify what this spaghetti mess is all about. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Okay, check this out. I'll show you the three cards and then we'll talk. So we have the Hermit, the Chariot, and the King of Wands. That's some serious energy right there. So, remember the scrying mirror? Okay, this is your Hermit. This is you. You were like working on stuff, fixing shit, whatever, or you should have been. If you were, it's go time. And if you weren't, it's go time. You're going to get moving and shaking with this King of Wands. This guy, he's on fire, right? He is on fire. You're going to get moving. It's like if you don't think you're ready, the universe is going to push you. It's going to push you. Like, no rest for the wicked, as that saying goes, right? So I I think that's another reason why this keeps going back to get your shit cleared up. Get your shit cleared up. Because when it hits the fan and you're like, wow, and things start going like crazy, you don't want to be taking baggage with you. Spirit, nope, you do not. So we're going to get you some advice cards. Spirit, at the end of the day, like there's opportunity everywhere. But I think, like I said, the cog in the wheel is whatever this thing is that you need to get rid of. Spirit. Oh, now that's interesting. Oh. Okay. I'm going to show you the cards and then we're going to talk. They kind of all blend together. Okay, the first card up, we have Iris, she who changes. So it's about transformation, change, and enchantment are the buzzwords. Then we have Nourish, the sacred feminine. And then we have Ice and Frost, which is around static conditions. You are stuck. You're stuck. You know what came to me, so I have to say it. Stuck in a rut. Take that with a grain of salt, but it's like there's some kind of a loop you're stuck in. It's not a huge one, but it's big enough that it will have a large impact. And that's why the conditions are it says the conditions are static. It's not moving, right? It's not elastic. It's not changing and moving and going here and there. It has to. It's static. It's stagnant. It's not going anywhere because you're sitting in such a patriarchal energy around whatever this thing is you need to get rid of. And I'll bring this up as sort of an analogy or possibility. It would be like a religious belief that you grew up with, right? And this is what you were taught by your parents, and you went to, whether it's temple, church, whatever, right? All the time and everything. And you got, like, you're indoctrinated into that dogma. And now you're getting the call to step into your divine feminine power. And it just doesn't gel with what you've been taught, right? So it's trying to respectfully break away from that. That's why we got transformation and change. You are going through a big and powerful thing. But like I said, with the Temperance card now, it's making sense. If you use that analogy of, say, a religious type of thing where you're trying to make a change and maybe follow something different or whatever, how do you do that? How do you kind of go out on your own and follow your heart, right? And what your soul believes, but keep your family happy because, let's say, I don't know, you've been brought up Jewish, right? So you went through that whole indoctrination. This is how you were raised, whether it's holidays, festivals, practices, all of this thing that comes along with your faith. And now, you question it and you go, I get it, but it's not my jam. So I'm just going to go off and find myself a new religion. I don't know what, but I'm going to explore some other possibilities, right? You have to remember that shaking those beliefs, and I'm not saying that because you don't believe them anymore, but actually cutting that cord is going to be difficult, right? You have to step into your feminine power. That also means having that diplomacy and that like that nurturing energy to anyone who challenges you or isn't happy with the choices you're making, to be able to not upset that apple cart so much. You might rock it a little bit, but you don't want to upset it, right? So that's an analogy, but I think you get the idea of what this is. You can relate it to work. You can relate it to a marriage. You can relate it to just about anything, right? So you have an interesting road ahead of you this month. So I want to know how it goes. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my course, description box below. But yeah, I'd love to hear what this is about and let me know how your April goes. So best of luck with everything. And until I see you next time, much love and light, health and wellness, peace and prosperity. Take care, Libra. Bye.